AITA for picking a revealing bridesmaid dress in order to get one of my bridesmaids to drop. So this has been a long thing coming. My soon-to-be husband has a sister, let's call her Mia. Now Mia and I do not click very well. I am polite, but I wouldn't say we are friends. I felt I was forced by his family to make her a bridesmaid or she will be sad. I am going to be blunt. Mia is fat and very insecure about it. This has led bridesmaid dresses shopping to be a nightmare. Never could find something she wants and all the other bridesmaid and me liking it. So I gave everyone two options to vote on. Option 1 was getting a dress that can be styled multiple ways. Or picking from a collection so everyone matches but they will need to pay for it. Option 2 was I will buy everyone's dress, but what I chose the dress and my decision is final. My 5 bridesmaids voted and options 2 won. So I picked out a blue strapless dress with a mini slit. I really like it and I knew Mia would have an issue with it. I sent a picture to all the bridesmaid and confirming the right size before I ordered it. This is where it blew up. Mia was pissed I picked a revealing dress. This resulted in an argument where she thinks I am a huge jerk and I told her she can step down if she has issues with the dress. She tried to get the family on her side, but everyone knows I gave them options and had watched me struggle to find something everyone wants. Edit. She voted for the option where I pay for the dress. I truly didn't ask her since her and Mill announced she was one of my bridesmaid at a family gathering. The only way to keep peace with the whole family was basically giving her what she wanted. I also have gone to 4 different shops to find a dress for everyone. Going against the current grain, I say NTA. The here is Mill and Mia. Mill for announcing Mia as bridesmaid. Mia for being difficult. I'm fat and if I don't fit the same dress as everyone else, I'd have voted for buying my own from a collection. Mia could still ask for this if you are willing to compromise. Again, your fiancé has your back. Sometimes the bridesmaids wear a dress they wouldn't have picked out because they respect the bride's choice. NTA. Option 1 was getting a dress that can be styled multiple ways. Or picking from a collection so everyone matches but they will need to pay for it. Option 2 was I will buy everyone's dress, but what I chose the dress and my decision is final. My 5 bridesmaids voted and options 2 won. So I picked out a blue strapless dress with a mini slit. I really like it and I knew Mia would have an issue with it. I sent a picture to all the bridesmaid and confirming the right size before I ordered it. You offered options. She declined them. Her participation in your wedding is optional. One could say undesired. Everyone knows by now it is typical for a bride to choose how she'd like her bridesmaids to appear. Mia doesn't get to override the preference of everyone else simply because she is insecure with her body type. NTA. I was gonna say YTA from the title. But reading the whole story I see you said that Mia also picked the option where you pay but get final say. And that Mill announced Mia as a bridesmaid without your consent and you just went along to keep the peace. This generally seems like they want their cake and to eat it too. They want Mia to be a bridesmaid and to pick whatever dress she wants. But also to have you pay for it. That was never an option. A strapless dress with a mini slit doesn't sound all that revealing. Pick maybe would help here to confirm. But even if it was, by agreeing to this option, Mia agreed to take what she got on this. It's your wedding and she can either suck it up or drop out. I think picking it specifically because you knew she wouldn't like it makes you minorly TA. But in the end it's your wedding. She agreed to take what she got. And she can't be mad because what she got isn't her favorite. They've already been stepping over your boundaries. So I think you're pretty justified in not making special accommodations for her at this point. NTA. You were told Mia would be a bridesmaid and put into an awkward position by your mill and Sil. They ambushed you at a family gathering where they knew you would be outnumbered should you object. She voted for you to buy the dress and she doesn't get to throw a fit now. She can step down or deal. Her insecurities aren't your problem. Info. What did Mia vote for? Esh. Your mill for trying to shoehorn Mia as a bridesmaid. And you for not having a backbone to say that you will not have Mia as a bridesmaid but would be thrilled to find a role for her elsewhere in the wedding, i.e. doing a reading or something just as important. Neither of you are doing Mia any favors by coddling her instead of enforcing the crucial, not everything is going to go your way, lesson from the start. Are you sure you even want to marry into this family? Esh. Mia sounds difficult. But if you didn't want her to be a bridesmaid you just shouldn't have made her one. There were a million diplomatic ways to do it. I have a limited number of spots for bridesmaids. And I want the women closest to me to fill those spots. But I am excited to have you as a guest at my wedding and to get to know you better, would have done the job nicely. Or you could have even told her during the dress shopping process that her refusal to agree on anything was making things difficult and it may be better if she just attended as a guest and could then wear what she wants. Your approach, however, is pretty passive-aggressive. For one, actually a good post-op. Getting a mix of responses shows that you actually have a tricky moral situation that not everyone agrees on how to handle. The point of this sub, take a look at all the responses. And look at how the people answering different answers sound. And decide based on who you want to be aligned with. I would personally say NTA. But I also say that assuming you don't particularly care about hurting your FSIL's feelings. I would also say you need to do a lot of probably difficult work of setting boundaries with your FMIL. This smells strongly of YTA, with a whiff of smug gaslighting. Okay, you didn't want her in the wedding party. And you feel she was dumped on you. You don't even like her. From the sound of it. And you look down your nose at her. If for no other reason. She's fat. This unanimous decision for the dress option also has an odor. Because if 4 people vote for opt 2, the last, very self-conscious person may well just say sure. A. Because it doesn't matter she's outvoted. And B. Because to vote the other way will highlight the reason for her self-consciousness. Making it worse. You picked a dress knowing that she would not be comfortable wearing it. And were quick to tell her, well, if you don't like it, you can just bugger right off. Then, that would have solved your problem, right? Because you would have just put on a halo and a shrug emoji and said, well, she didn't like the dress so she dropped out of her own accord. Nothing to do with me. And you want us to believe that, too. I've been a bridesmaid twice. Well, once and the other as a groomsmaid. And both times the principals chose options that would not leave the wedding party uncomfortable, in a bind, or stuck with a pricey dress that could never be reused. Your wedding is one day. Your marriage is life. And so is family. Try not to start things off like this. INTA. NTA. Mia voted for the wrong thing after inviting herself to be a bridesmaid. And she seems to be the only person who thinks she can't wear a strapless dress. The funny thing is she could still be a bridesmaid if she got over herself. Esh. You shouldn't have been pressured to make her a bridesmaid. But you'd have been better off never making the offer to begin with. Now you've made her feel worse about herself in the hopes that she would drop out. This will do absolutely nothing for your relationship with her, or your future in-laws. All because you think bridesmaids are props for you to dress up for pretty photos. Why would you only agree to pay for something to do with your wedding if they didn't get a say in what they wear. You should have always been paying for their dresses. Because you want them to match. I'd have just let them pick their own in the same color and been done with it. People over here ruining personal relationships over one day of their lives. Ridiculous. NTA. You'd better watch Milher just announcing that your Sil would be a bridesmaid without even asking. You first is more than audacious and quite horrible. If you don't want that sort of thing to be repeated for the rest of your life, you'd better set boundaries fast and enforce them without fail. NTA. Best option would have been just to put your foot down from the very start and say that you, as bride, are the only one who gets a say in who you would like as your bridesmaids. Given that that ship has sailed, you did what you had to. Sounds like no matter what you did, they would have either ended up mad at you, or causing issues with your wedding. This was a situation you can't win. You in-laws are a family of bullies. So best get used to standing firm and not letting them steamroll every decision you and your husband make. Such as the topic of kids, because Mill will try to run that one too. I told her she can step down if she has issues with the dress. Agreed. Going with NTA. Curious if the op would have been fine if Mia simply agreed to wear the chosen dress. Mia is not being reasonable or accommodating. But you admitted that you picked the dress specifically because she would be uncomfortable in it. And being passive-aggressive about her weight. YTA for choosing something deliberately to make one of your bridesmaids feel insecure enough to drop out. If you'd simply genuinely loved the style, then that wouldn't have been an issue. A bit unfortunate, given how personal someone's comfort level with exposing their body is. But not full-on as it is you deliberately chose something she would think looked bad on her. Because you didn't have the balls to just not make her a bridesmaid in the first place if you didn't want to. Choosing shame and embarrassment to get your way is pretty grimy. It would have been best to deal with the issue directly. That your wedding is for your closed relationships. Which this woman is not one. Simultaneously, if the family acted this way and pressured you to include her without asking your opinion for your wedding, that's messed up as well.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.